Joe Biden told the nation tonight that he did nothing wrong, his son didn't do anything wrong, he has not enriched his family by using his political power, and that this whole thing is trumped up, pardon the pun, by Putin and the Russians. Roll the tape.
His own national security advisor told him that what is happening with his buddy, well, I shouldn't, well, I will. His buddy, Rudy Giuliani, he's being used as a Russian pawn. He's being fed information that is Russian, that is not true.
All right, so the Russians are trying to sabotage Joe Biden. That's how the whole computer thing got out. That's hard to believe, all right? It's hard to believe. But, again, the corporate media, NBC, which control the debate tonight, CBS, 60 Minutes, Leslie Stahl, they're not going to report this because it's unverified. Now, everybody knows that the Russian collusion stuff was unverified, and they ran with it for 3 years. But that's an aside. Now, Donald Trump desperately wanted to get this story in front of the American people. Roll it.
But now, with what came out today, it's even worse. All of the emails, the horrible emails of the kind of money that you were raking in, you and your family. And, Joe, you were vice president when some of this was happening, and it should have never happened. And I think you owe an explanation to the American people. Why is it? Somebody just had a news conference a little while ago who was essentially supposed to work with you and your family, but what he said was damning. And regardless of me, I think you have to clean it up and talk to the American people. Maybe you can do it right now.
Well, Mr. Biden isn't going to do it because he says this is a fabrication put out by the Russians to try to get him defeated. And then he segues into the corruption that he alleges Donald Trump has by the tax situation. So there have been reports that the president had a secret Chinese bank account. Mr. Trump explained that pretty well. He said as a businessman, he opened a bank account in China in 2013, and when he decided not to do business there, he closed it in 2015. I think that's true. But Mr. Biden tried to hammer Trump on that. But the president brought it right back. Go.
I prepaid because at some point they think it's an estimate. They think I may have to pay tax. So I already prepaid it. Nobody told me that.
Did your accountant
Nobody told you that. Excuse me. And it wasn't written whenever they write this. They keep talking about $750, which I think is a filing fee. But let me just tell you, I prepaid millions and millions of dollars in taxes. Number one. Number two, I don't make money from China. You do. I don't make money from Ukraine. You do. I don't make money from Russia. You made $3.5 million, Joe, and your son gave you. They even have a statement that we have to give 10% to the big man. You're the big man, I think. I don't know. Maybe you're not, but you're the big man, I think. Your son said we have to give 10% to the big man. Joe, what's that all about? It's terrible.
Okay, so I don't know whether American voters who support Joe Biden are going to care about this at all. I don't know. As a journalist, this is a big story. And there's 11 days where that story could unfold. Now, tomorrow, the Senate is going to call in the business partner of Hunter Biden because he has phones and more transcripts and more emails and all of that. Okay? So Biden knows this is a problem, but he's never going to admit that. And here's what he said. Go.
My son has not made money in terms of this thing about, what are you talking about? China. I have not had, the only guy made money from China is this guy. He's the only one. Nobody else has made money from China.
All right, so we the people don't know who made money from China and who didn't. All right, we know Hunter Biden was involved in business there. We don't know what his bank accounts say or his tax returns say. Very interesting point was brought up by President Trump when he said that Joe Biden had been paid more than $900,000 by the University of Pennsylvania or something attached to it, and that money came from China. It was washed through the University of Pennsylvania. Now, Biden did not deny that. And Biden has released his tax return, so I guess the $900,000 showed up on it. I'm going to pursue that a little bit longer. But Biden had a rehearsed answer. He knew that Trump was going to use a large part of this debate to ram Hunter Biden down his throat. But Trump didn't concentrate on the son. He heavily suggested that Joe Biden himself made money and is a corrupt man. Okay? That's what he did. And that's what he was told to do by his advisor. Stay away from Hunter, keep it on Joe. But Biden had a comeback ready. Roll it.
It's not about his family and my family. It's about your family. And your family's hurting badly. If you're making less than, if you're a middle-class family, you're getting hurt badly right now. You're sitting at the kitchen table this morning deciding, well, we can't get new tires, they're bald because we have to wait another month or so. Or are we going to be able to pay the mortgage? Or who's going to tell her she can't go back to community college? They're the decisions you're making. In the middle-class families like I grew up in Scranton and Claymont, they're in trouble. We should be talking about your families, but that's the last thing he wants to talk about.
Okay, that was a rehearsed. Biden delivered it pretty well. I mean, they were going to, talk about your family, this family business is out, and we're not going to do this, and leave my family alone, even though they may have made, and I believe they did make, Biden's two brothers and his son, I believe they made tens of millions of dollars. Not millions, tens of millions. I could be wrong.